Hello, hello. Hola, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the Flight Sim world. This is Viperstrike 95 Flight Sim, and today we're back here at Manaus Airport, Sierra Bravo Echo Golf. We're back in where we left off on Friday. We're at the heart of the Brazilian Amazon here in Manaus, and today we got a bit of a longer flight. We're gonna head over from Manaus over to Brazil's capital city of Brasilia, which is located right in the center of the country. I hope everyone's doing well here today. I hope you guys are enjoying your good weekend so far. So it's great to have you guys back, and happy Easter to you guys as well. So before we get started, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We have Super Typhoon, good to see you. I've heard you've been dealing with a lot of electrical issues. Let's hope there be no fire cause. That would be the worst case scenario. I hope if it keeps shutting off like that, Typhon, just get a technician as soon as you can, because I would rather trust it to the professionals. So I would probably do that. But the plan today is going to be a route. Here's estimation point. Here's the route for today's stream. This is going to be a $1,000 nautical-mile flight down over to the heart of Brazil. So it's going to take us about 2 hours and 37 minutes of airtime between Manaus and Brasilia. So we got quite a bit of flying to do here today. I also want to say hello to all the workers here too. Good to see you guys here as well. So of course today we are taking the Boeing 737-800 with us today. This time it's the passenger variant, not the cargo one we took last time, but we're going to take the passenger variant this time. But yeah, I didn't want to fly GA since, if you notice, like, it's a long flight, so I want to get to Brazil's capital city as early as I can. So let's go ahead and get the 737 started. Oh. Yeah, it took her 7 hours. I'm not going to take 7 hours for that. I've already did flights that take 7 hours in the DC-3 stream. I don't want to do any more of that sort of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if I had more time, I would be doing more GA stuff, but try to keep my times reasonable. Like I said, I got other stuff to do too. I gotta keep. Just get everything started. The route should be nice and simple, however. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go. I forgot to go ahead and set the packs to auto and start their flight plan here. Yeah, we are below the equator. We're gonna go Sierra Bravo Echo Golf. Runway 11. Brasilia Sierra Bravo Bravo Romeo. Go ahead and get and prepare for the flight plan. Go ahead and sit. Let's go ahead. You go ahead, just go ahead and just I'm just gonna go ahead and adjust the pressure takeoff data has been set. I'm gonna go ahead and set the takeoff heat. And landing altitude is going to be actually pretty high up there. Actually, the landing altitude is going to be 3,461 feet. The landing altitude is actually going to be quite high here. 1,450. Okay, he's been set. Okay, we can go ahead and turn off the chocks. We're going to go back to clearance. On all the fuel pumps. Packs are going to be. Here we go. Here we go, guys. And that's it, everyone. We got the 737 armed and ready to get going. I'm going to go taxi. The taxi line. Quite a few people. So, that's it, everyone. If you guys don't have the 737, we're going to make our way over to, if you don't have it, you can take the Cessna Citation, the A320. Just take any of the airliner can keep up with the 73. Faster than I usually like to go in the taxiway. We're going to depart from runway 11. That's where we're going to depart from. Mm, guys. As we prepare for takeoff. So, there's the city of Manaus. We're about to head our way out. Our cruise altitude today is going to be at 35,000 feet. So when we get up to cruise altitude, um, we'll talk more about our notes once we get up to cruise altitude, um, for this trip. So yeah, I went. So yesterday I went to the Fall Out Boy concert in Lexington, and I really enjoyed it, a lot actually. Fall Out Boy weren't the only band there. There was also Jimmy Eat World, Carr, and Hot Mulligan. So Carr wasn't very good. I didn't like that. But at least it was at the beginning of the show, so it's Hot Mulligan was pretty decent, though. Jimmy Eat World though was pretty good though for the secondary acts. Jimmy Eat World was actually quite good. The Fall Out Boy were awesome. They were amazing. I had a great time in Lexington yesterday. Yeah, sounds like once I get done with today's stream, I'm gonna have to do the new duty schedule for this month. And basically, this month's schedule is a picks and mix. It's got the best hits from every one of the hubs we have from Dublin. Should be a pretty nice thing to do. Plus, it'll give me some more XP, which would be nice. I haven't done too much flying yesterday due to the concert. We'll be getting that prepared. And yeah, this flight, like I said earlier, is going to take us around 2 hours and 35 minutes. So it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a longer flight than I usually do. Usually I do two smaller flights to keep things more paced. with the Amazon River we have the Amazon River in the distance, of course. We sail past the tiny Amazon. So we fly past down. So yeah, I wanted to ask you guys in the chat. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekends, everyone. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend and enjoying your time off. Um, it's like I said, it's great to have everyone here as always. So yeah, I might still be a little tired. I may still be a little tired after the concert. Good to see you more, Cowboy Cody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite great. I may be a little tired. Had a concert that went all the way to like 12 a.m. last night. Uh, so I'm a little tired. Hey, great to see you more, Cowboy Cody. I hope things are going well with you. We're doing a airliner trip from Manaus over to Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. So we're going to be flying quite high um in the Brazilian. And I'm doing quite well. But I think I got my streams planned out. I'm deciding down to what I want to do on Wednesday. If I manage to get the V2 update for the Just Flight 146, I may do some 146 opposite Alaska. Um, Probably from Juneau over to Ketchikan, and then Ketchikan over to Sitka, which should be a lot of fun. That should be a very fun. Which should be a lot of fun. Flying over to Sitka. That should be fun. But if I don't get the update um for the 146, my other flight plan would probably be probably do some flights from our Zurich hub. I haven't done much out of Zurich too much, so probably want to do some stuff out of that hub a bit, like in mainland Europe. I haven't done too much as well. Probably, if that's the case, I'd probably go from Zurich over to Nice, and and actually probably Zurich to Innsbruck, and then Innsbruck all the way to Nice, which should be an absolutely beautiful flight. I haven't done too much outside of the hub, outside of that Zurich hub too much, so it'll be nice to get back to it. Oh, nice! You're gonna test the. No worries, Cowboy Cody. Oh yes, you got the F-86 Sabre. I heard that's actually quite a nice jet. That Trike did. No worries. You won't be bugging me at all. And down over here, there's another river. This is the Madeira River. It's one of the many of the tributary rivers that flow through the Amazon. Again, like I said, the Amazon River on Friday has tons of tributaries, and its drainage basins have a lot of rivers that flow into the Amazon, all over the rainforest. And what it gives the rainforest a lot of life, especially in much of its rivers. Beautiful flying days here. Yeah. Pretty crazy to think about. This flight is definitely going to be the longest transnautical miles of this entire journey, and this is going to be a long flight. And even then, we have one more airliner flight to do next Friday. We're going to be doing Brasilia over to Rio de Janeiro. Um, I might do a stop at Belo Horizonte, probably just to break it up a little bit, or we can just fly straight into Rio de Janeiro. And then afterwards, next Sunday will probably be a King Air flight from Rio to Sao Paulo at Sao Paulo Congonhas Airport. And then from there, we'll be doing, from there, we'll fly to Curitiba. We'll be checking out Alfonso Pena International. We'll make a land there, then prepare for our expedition over to Iguazu Falls. We'll be checking out there as well, before going up into to Paraguay's capital city of Asunción. Yeah, that's kind of what the direction I'm going to go with my journey. Yeah, it should be a pretty nice blind here. Like I said, you can see a ton of rivers through this area. This is definitely a pretty scenic flight when you're flying above the rainforest. But if you guys were around on Friday's stream, we were actually from Santarem over to Manaus with the GA aircraft, the Cessna 208. We went across the Amazon rainforest and the river as well. And that was a very cool stream. Check out the Amazon rainforest and talk all about it in great, great detail. So we had a great time talking about. Oh, on this stream, we'll mainly talk about the government and economy of Brazil. We're going to mainly talk about the government, economy, science, technology, energy, and transportation. That would be the main topics for today's stream here. Brazil's culture and stuff will be reserved for next Friday's stream. We'll be covering that. We'll be preparing to save some of the rest of the information for then. Mm, so we officially climbed to our cruising altitude of 35,000. About we're just about 35,000 feet. just at 35,000 feet as we are going to flow through the Amazon rainforest. Still with the Amazon. Since we're right about cruise now too, let's go ahead and talk about our first topic for today's stream, and let's go talk about Brazil's government first. So, in terms of Brazil's government is a democratic federal republic with a presidential system. The president's both the head of state and the head of government of the union. Is elected with a 4-year term, with the possibility of a re-election for a second term. Currently, the president of Brazil is Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, and the president also appoints the minister of state who assist in government. Legislative houses of each political entity are the main source of law in Brazil. The legislature is the National Congress, which is bicameral, consisting of the Chamber of Deputies and the Federal Senate. Judiciary authorities exercise jurisdictional duty almost exclusively. And in 2021, the Economics Intelligence Union's Democracy Index has rated Brazil as a flawed democracy, a 46. And it is relatively a free country. And the organization of Brazil comprises the union, the states, the federal district, and the municipalities, and each set up their own sphere of government. And usually the branches of government are kept in check by a checks and balances system by the Constitution of Brazil. For most of its history, Brazil has had a multi-party system of proportional representation. Voting is compulsory for the literate between 18 and 70 years old, and there's over 30 registered political parties, and 20 of them are represented in Congress. That's pretty important. The law of Brazil is based on the civil law legal system, and civil law prevails over common law practice. Most Brazilian law is codified, though non-codified statutes represent a substantial part of Brazilian law. And the legal system is based on the federal constitution that was promulgated in October 5th, 1988. And there have been 124 amendments to the Brazilian constitution. So, pretty important stuff. In terms of other stuff as well, military-wise, Brazil's armed forces are the largest in Latin America and are considered to be the 9th largest military power on the planet, including their Brazilian Army, Navy, and Air Force are their 3 main branches. And Brazil's conscription policy gives it one of the world's largest military forces, with 1.6 million reservists. At one point, Brazil's Navy was among some of the more mighty ships in the world back in the old days. It used to have 2 dreadnought battleships, the Minas Gerais class, which even sparked an arms race between Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. Though today it's more of a green water force, which is more littoral. It's also got the largest air force in Latin America, which is around 700 crew aircraft and 67,000 personnel. So definitely pretty cool. Hey, good to see you, Boozy Sheep. Hello, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Boozy Sheep. I know you're going to have something planned for tonight on your channel. I know you got something planned. So, I know you got something planned for Sunday. So, definitely check out Boozy Sheep streams on Twitch. So, you're going to be doing some more flying from Reading to Sacramento. Should be a nice flight down the San Fernando Valley. Should be kind of nice. We're flying from Manaus to Brasilia today, the capital of Brazil. Should be about a 1,000 nautical mile flight, so it will take a little bit lengthy time, about 2 hours 30 minutes. So this should be a pretty nice chill flight to Brazil's capital. Yep. Yeah, there isn't too many flights of news. I know there's that big 146 update, which I'm definitely looking forward to trying out. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of great freeware for Brazil. I just haven't gotten to download them, sadly. Was a bit busy yesterday with the music concerts, so I couldn't do any downloads or some. So oh yes, the Robinson Chopper is out. Yep, that's right. The Ronin R22 just came out. That's a very popular chopper. The Robinson R22. That's definitely a very much anticipated chopper to see in the sim. So, and yeah, that's going to be great for the chopper pilots. That's definitely that's definitely some really cool stuff. For news. I think there's a bit other news as well. Oh, there's other bit of news too. The Builds updated their A300. They included a brand new engine option. The Pratt& and Whitney engines have finally been added to this plane, featuring the engine pressure ratio stuff, as well as an updated radio panel, the IDC 900, and more. So they continue to update this thing. It's a completely free update. So definitely be a very interesting plane to see. So it should be a nice option for all the A300 pilots out there. Of course, there's also the new Ronin Chopper. Um, should be pretty nice. $24. $25 is not too bad, and you get the good old classic R22. So it should be nice. Be a great addition to your chopper lineup if you're interested in that. Like I said, I'm not a chopper pilot, so I don't know if it's going to be too good amounts. There's also a new Aberdeen's airport released from UK 2000. They now released that one for Aberdeen Airport. There's also a Dash 7 update. I haven't I haven't done much of the Dash 7 yet. Um, yeah, maybe changes to engine data, flight model data, revisions to its stall capabilities. They're fixing a few things, but yeah, I've not been disappointed as the Dash 7 because the Dash 7 was a plane I was absolutely looking forward to. But maybe it's gotten better, but I don't know if it's gotten massively better. Oh yeah, UK2. Yeah, they do make some really good ones. UK 2000. They definitely make some pretty good ones as well. Like I said, I don't buy too many airports, nor buy too much other stuff. So, but yeah, one of the things I am interested in though, eventually, is for our virtual airline as well. So in terms of Firefly Air news, for our virtual airline, so far we're doing pretty well with the stats. 1.76 million out of 2.5, so we're 800,000 left to go, and thankfully we got plenty of opportunity to get it with the new duty schedule. We can probably get to it. So we'll be able to get plenty of XP for the next sort of stuff. Hopefully with that, that'll get us close enough to do it because I would like to get that XP thing before I head out on vacation. So hopefully I work harder. Mm-hmm. So it should be a pretty nice like. So now we'll go ahead and so we're about 783 nautical miles away from our home hub, our destination here at Brasilia. Yeah, I told you we're gonna be here from. So one of the first things we're gonna be want to do here. I definitely want to probably play a little game or something. So um I want to play this. I want to play a little game, maybe too. There we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm not gonna let it cover my screen, but I'm gonna. There we go. So we're gonna do a quiz here because I want to buy a little bit of time before we get going. It will be about 7 minutes, but this would be good enough time to buy some bit of time before we get to having to worry about. So we have to name all 53 all cities that have at least a Big Four North American sports team in 2020, which also includes which by the way, if you guys don't know the Big Four North American sports teams, this includes the NHL, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the National Basketball Association. So these are all the teams that have teams in those sports leagues. So that's basically what this is all about. So the first city that should definitely have it, Indianapolis has two of those teams. the Pacers. The next one is Nashville, has the Titans in Predators. Then we have Columbus has the Blue Jackets of the NAL. Cincinnati has the Reds and Bengals. Detroit has all four of the Big Four teams. Cleveland has three of them. The NBA's Cavaliers, Browns of the NFL. Then we have Buffalo and the Bills and the Sabres. Pittsburgh has the Penguins, Pirates, Penguins, and the Steelers. Philadelphia has all four. Then New Jersey has the Blue Devils. New York City has 8 teams because it is the nation's largest city. Then afterwards we have Boston having all four of the leagues represented. Then we have Charlotte. Charlotte's got that. Atlanta, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Miami, New Orleans, Memphis, Chicago definitely is one. Green Bay has the Packers. We have Houston, Dallas, we have Phoenix, Salt Lake City. Toronto is Toronto. Montreal, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Oklahoma City, Washington, D.C. has 4. St. Louis, Kansas City, Denver, where to see? Ottawa. Ottawa has 1. Oh, the Phillies are 76ers. That's Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got the Sixers. Um, I'm gonna give up. Oh, Sacramento, Oakland. Oh, the A's. I forgot. Oakland, Sacramento, crap. San Diego, Baltimore, Raleigh, crap. I should have got those. Uh, well, I forgot. Oh, balls. Gosh. See, I'm like I said, I'm still tired from the concert last night. Whew. So I'm gonna go ahead and now get ready for our slides. I want to talk about the next thing. No, not this. Slideshow. Yeah, this. Brazil's economy has definitely been on the rise. Economy Brazil is an upper middle income economy, and it's the largest economy in Latin America and the ninth largest in the world by GDP. It's the second largest in the Americas behind the United States. Uh, and it's an upper middle income developing mixed economy. And it's very rich in natural resources, including tons of natural resources like sugar, gold, and cotton. And as a result, they've really grown from that to becoming a modern steel producer and being one of the world's largest exporters in steel, as well as other types of economy. But there's a lot of things that make up Brazil's sectors. One of the big parts that make up modern Brazil's agriculture has been agriculture. Brazil's agriculture has had a long history. Historically, it's always been one of the most important bases of its economy. Initially, it was focused is on sugarcane. However, since then, Brazil is one of the largest exporter of coffee, soybeans, beef, and crop-based ethanol. And as of 2009, it had about 106 million hectares of undeveloped fertile land, which is larger than the combined area of France and Spain. The southern half of one two-thirds of Brazil is semi-temperate, so as a result, it has incredibly fertile soil, and it was used to produce Brazil's grains, oilseeds, and export. The drought-ridden northeast region and basin lack well-distributed rainfall, good soil, and adequate infrastructure. Um, but the controversy with the agriculture stuff is that, well, it's been the land use changes, mainly the Amazon rainforest. But Brazil is still one of the world's top producers in all sorts of things. It is by far the world's largest producer of sugarcane, which is 746 million tons of sugarcane in 2018. To put that in perspective, Brazil, the second place nation, India, only produces around half of its production at 376.9 million tons. So literally, India has almost Brazil has more than double the sugarcane production. It also uses much of that sugarcane for ethanol. It's the world's second largest producer of soil, second over to the United States. However, that's now changed. Brazil is now the world's largest producer of soy. Um, it was the third largest world producer of maize at 82.2 million tons behind the U.S. and China. the fifth largest world producer of cassava at 17.6 million tons. The world's largest producer of oranges, 16 million tons of oranges. The ninth largest producer of rice at 11.7 million tons, and the third largest producer of bananas at 6.7 million tons. And of course, it also produced 3.5 million tons of coffee. Yeah, Brazil is an agricultural powerhouse. Mainly in the southern half to 2/3 of Brazil is where you find a lot of Brazil's agricultural um, stuff as well. So agriculture has always been a big part of Brazil's economy. There are challenges of Brazil. Mainly, its controversy would be really uh, the land use because of the Amazon rainforest. That's always been a big problem, especially for cattle sector and all that. Um, the next part about Brazil's economy that I would like to discuss is its mining. Brazil itself, in terms of mining, is Brazil is also mineral rich too. Mainly was extraction of iron ore, where it's the world's second largest exporter. Copper, gold, bauxite, among the top five. Manganese, also one of the top five largest producers. Tin, which one of the largest producers in the world. Uh, Niobium, which if you guys don't know what it is the 41th element in the periodic table. Brazil has 98% of the reserves known in the world in nickel. So niobium is it's a chemical element, and it's a light gray crystalline and ductile transition metal. Pure niobium has a hardness range similar to the pure titanium, with similar ductility to iron. Um, and niobium is usually made to high strength. Is mainly used to it as an addition to high strength low alloy steels, and is mainly used for superconducting materials, for superconducting magnets of MRI scanners, as well as welding, nuclear industries, electronics, optics, pneumastat, uh, numismatics, and jewelry for some of the other uses of that element. In terms of limestone, in terms of gemstones, Brazil is the world's largest producer of amethyst, topaz, agate, and a big producer of other gemstones like tourmaline, emerald, aquamarine, garnet, and opal gemstone. Um, Brazil's had a long history with diamond stuff. They had a diamond rush in 1729. By 1760, nearly half of the world's gold was from Brazil. As well as the gold rush in the 80s as well. And Brazil's mining thing has been very wealthy. In addition to this, it's also been a major producer of all sorts of other materials, from tantalum, which is the 73rd element of the periodic table, vanadium, lithium, nickel, phosphate, gold, copper. Brazil's insanely rich in lots of elements, and it's produced quite a bit of money for Brazil's economy. at around which is around US 32 point USD, about 32 billion US dollars. A lot of money for Brazil's economy. In terms of industry, industry is also a big deal in the country, and it's a growing one too. And Brazil's got a rich industrial history too. So Brazil produces, it's the second largest manufacturing sector behind the United States, accounting for 28.5% of its GDP. Industries range from automobiles to steel and petrochemicals to computers, aircraft, and durables. Brazil's had a diverse, sophisticated service industry as well that accounts for 16% of the GDP. And with its extensive mineral resources, it's helped grow a lot of its industry. And Brazil's industries had a long history. But some of the most important parts of its industry include energy, where we will talk about more later. But automobile productions happened in Brazil, mainly in Sao Paulo, and it boomed after opening up the Brazilian market in 1990, and it's shown double-digit growth nearly everywhere over the last years as automobiles start to grow in Brazil. In terms of the automobile industry in Brazil, there have been most large automobile companies are present here in the country, including BMW, um, Fiat, Ford, Geely, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Land Rover, Subaru, Toyota, and more. And there have been lots of manufacturers, and there's also manufacturers all over that are made in Brazil, like BMW, BYD, China, Honda, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Renault, and more. But there's lots of manufacturers here in Brazil. Outside of cars, another big part of Brazilian industry has been the aviation history. Has been aviation. If you guys know about Brazil's aviation history, one of the major companies you can find in Brazil that does industry is Embraer, which is a British multinational company established back in 1969 by Osiris Silva. And as a result, it's grown so much that Embraer has become the third largest producer of civil aircraft after Boeing and Airbus, as well as being one of the world's top 100 defense contractors. They produce lots of different planes and aircraft, from the commercial E-jet families to the military brand Super Tucanos, and even was involved in the development of the JS Gripen for the Brazilians. They worked on all sorts of different planes. Embraer definitely would be, but yeah, Brazil's industry is extremely diverse. Um, going to be very, very important. The next part of the Brazil talk is going to be tourism. Now, tourism is definitely a big deal because Brazil is one of the most visited countries in the Americas. It's the second main destination in South America. Argentina is still number one, and then third in Latin America after Mexico and Argentina. And it offers for both domestic and international tourists a range of options, with natural areas being most popular, with a combination of leisure and recreation, as well as historical and cultural tourism as well. Among those popular destinations in Brazil we're visiting, Rio de Janeiro are the beaches of Rio de Janeiro and Santa Catarina, beaches and dunes in the northeast regions, business trips to Sao Paulo, and the cultural heritage of Minas Gerais, Iguazu Falls as well. Brazil's ranked 28th in terms of the travel and tourism complex, with its main competitive advantage are its resources, which is number one, as well as its 23rd in cultural resources and more. But there's a lot of places worth visiting as well. There's all sorts of places as well. There's lots of tourist places. There's so many. It's crazy. And we'll talk about some of them when we get to cities like Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, and more. So definitely very, very cool. So we're just going to take a break from the slides for a bit. We'll be talking more about the second part of it once we get later in the flight. So taking a nice break. So guys, I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves this weekend. I know Easter's coming up today. But yeah, I got some big stuff going on in my Discord. You guys want to check it out? Exclamation point Discord. If you guys want to check out my Discord and visit it. I'll be posting next week's schedule. Tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, I'll post next week's schedule. I'll also be posting the next 7 days of our all countries tour, so you guys will get to know what's coming up as we get ready for the next parts of our world tour. I want you guys to know that's the big thing. So, now, yeah, I can't wait. Thankfully, though, but I will tell you that we will be leaving Brazil within the next week or so. Yeah, I can't believe that we're making some really good progress over the next couple days. Hey, Super Tom, good to see you, my dude. Welcome on in. We're heading to Brasilia, the capital of Brazil today, on this stream. So happy to get ready to go to Brazil. It's a pretty amazing capital city. We'll talk all about it once we get around to the area. Happy Easter to you too, my friend. So, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good one. I got another trivia for you guys for this flight. Um, Countries with the most airports. Oh boy. Okay, guys, let's see if you guys have a better chance of guessing this one as well. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Some of these you might be surprised which countries have the largest airport. So let's go ahead and pick this one. This will be about 6 minutes, and let's get started. Let's go. First off, the United States is number one by far. And if you guys recall, number two is Brazil. Brazil is number two in the world in airport. Not forget that's the case. Outside of that, we have Canada at number four. Then you have the United Kingdom at number 18 in the world. I believe Russia is number five in the world. Then we have China at 14th. Then we have Germany at 13th. France is 17th. India is 21st in the world. South Africa is 11th in the world. Then we have Mexico at number three. Mexico has the third most airports in Mexico. Then afterwards, we have Sweden at 25th. Then we have Poland, Italy. Oh, Spain. No. Ireland? No, not Ireland. What about Japan? Japan's not in the top 20. Interesting. What about Indonesia? Yeah, Indonesia's 10th. Um, Outside of that, let's think of with lots of airports. Argentina. Yep, Argentina. Chile. Argentina, Chile. Um, Colombia's 8th. It's Colombia. Ecuador's 20th in terms of airports. Um, oh my gosh, Bolivia's 7th. Yeah, a lot of these are the the Americas. The Americas have tons of airports. Who knew? So Argentina. I guess we got a couple more to think about. Australia. Definitely Australia. Let's go with let's go. Yeah, Iran's 22nd is Iran. Turkey definitely. No, not Turkey. I thought Turkey would be on the list. What other countries? Switzerland. No, not Switzerland. Austria. Oh my gosh, Guatemala. That's oh, that's gonna be weird. Spain. I did do Spain. I did do Spain. Oh, Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela's. I'm missing only 3 countries. Papua New Guinea. Oh, yeah. What about Papua New Guinea? Yeah, PNG, Papua New Guinea. There's one. Philippines. Yeah, Philippines would definitely be. Okay, last one. What would be the last? Dominican Republic of the Congo. Oh, ah, I'll let this one pass. I already got India. India's already one. Okay, the last one is Paraguay. Paraguay? Oh my gosh. Okay, I was not expecting Paraguay. That's actually the country we're going to be visiting next after Brazil. I didn't think about Paraguay having over 700 airports. But then I look at the flight sim. I could see why there's a lot of strips down here. Holy crap! I was not expect. I did try Poland, Tom, and it didn't work. Yeah, Paraguay. Who was expecting Paraguay to show up of all places? Who was expecting Paraguay? Especially considering Paraguay was above a lot of other developed countries. That's weird. Okay. I guess we can play one more game as well. Let's play one more and then we'll get back to our notes. Um, so we have to name the top 25 busiest airports in the world based on this map. We have to name them on this map. More info. You may enter the name of the city, name of the airport, or the airport code based on the most recent data, which is for this 2018. So let's go ahead and get this going. This is a 5-minute thing. So 5 more minutes. So first is going to be KATL. That's Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. That's number 1. DFW is the world's second busiest airport. Then we have Hong Kong International, HKG. This is Hong Kong. Then we have Tokyo International Hanada. Then we have Beijing Capital Airport in Beijing, China. Then outside of that, we have LAX. Of course, we have to talk about Los Angeles. That's a hugely, very popular airport. Then, of course, we can't forget about Chicago O'Hare. That's 7. Then we have to talk about London Heathrow. Charles de Gaulle. And of course, then we have to talk about Dubai. That's one of our hubs, Dubai International. Then we have New York JFK, one of the busiest transatlantic airports. Then we have cities not in the top 25. But I know what Singapore, Chiang. Then we have Shanghai Pudong. Then after that, we have Seoul's Incheon International. That's over half. Then the next one afterwards is Delhi, in Delhi, India. Then after that is going to be Istanbul's very own, at the time was Ataturk Airport. It's now at the new facility. There's Ataturk. Of course, we can't talk about Frankfurt. That's obvious one. Outside of that, we have Rome. Not Rome. Let's see. It's probably gonna be Denver. We have to have Denver International, San Francisco. We definitely have to have San Francisco. Not Orlando or that. How about Mexico City? No, not Mexico. Not Denver. Oh, Houston. No, not Intercontinental. That's weird. Oh. Yeah, Guangzhou Baiyun. Baiyun's a very busy airport. A lot of people don't know about that. Baiyun's insanely busy. What about okay, Toronto. No, not Pearson. That's weird. Gatwick. Oh, is it Charlotte? CLT. No, not Washington Dulles, not Charlotte. Got 21 of the 25. Probably more in Europe. Probably more in Europe. Oh, Bangkok. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's crap. Okay, Kuala Lumpur, Sukarno, okay, Schiphol, and Madrid. I forgot there. Oh, some of it is Southeast Asia, and two in Europe. Okay. Well, so that completes some of the trivia for now. We're just about 430 nautical miles out. Let's take a look outside for a bit. Some of you guys haven't checked. Let's look outside for a bit. Looking at 700 or 800. This livery here is by Kaharia. She worked on this one. It's amazing. In fact, ever since she got this livery for this, I have been flying this 737 800 nonstop. I've loved it. 800. I've been always wanted to have a livery for the 800 because that's the most popular version. And now I've been absolutely enjoying flying this version of the 700. We're doing really well, guys. Beautiful scenario here today. Now we're getting more into the savannah. We left the rainforest, now into the savannah part of Yeah. Now, the thing I'm curious though is what Firefighter is going to do next with their hubs. I know we're getting pretty close to the goal. So a place I would like to see somewhere else new, I would like to see probably either the Caribbean would be a really amazing spot for the hub. If not, I think outside of the Caribbean, I would honestly really like to see a hub in Southeast Asia or potentially even in Africa. I think Africa would be a pretty decent spot since we are getting some good scenery for the area. Plus, Africa is the one area we don't really have anything built in. I'm curious because the other regions we have left is Central America, Mexico, and Central America, the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and Africa are the only regions we don't really have a hub. I guess the other place we don't have a hub is Northern Europe. Technically, I know we already have Ireland and the UK, but we don't have anything like for Norway, Sweden, and Finland, nor the Eastern European places like Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. We don't have anything for that area too, so that would be pretty cool. Like Riga would be really nice. Riga, Gothenburg, Holland. Would all be pretty. That would be pretty much places, and then Southeast Asia. I think there are four really. I think there isn't really a bad option in Southeast Asia. Like between Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, Yangon, and Jakarta. Like those are all really cool options. Southeast Asia has tons of potential for tons of routes. Um, then South Asia, well, India would also be pretty interesting. Like, there's definitely a lot of really big Indian cities like Delhi, um, Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta. But my favorite, if I like to see South Asia, would definitely be Kathmandu. I mean, it's basically a bigger, better Lake Tahoe airport. Like, it's actually got a runway long enough you could put the bigger airliners in. There's some great freeware scenery for Kathmandu. And for general aviation, it's by far the best airport for general aviation operations for GA stuff. Amazing for general aviation. Like, no joke, this would be a god tier GA place, too. High altitude, it'd be a great little area for scenery. And you got some amazing approaches. That would be awesome. And then in Africa, well, we could technically split the region into four because Africa is such a colossal continent. We might be best splitting it up between North Africa, West Africa, East or Central Africa, and southern parts. So originally I liked Cairo because it could do both Middle East and North Africa, but I guess now we have to look for a separate North Africa hub, which will most likely probably be Tunis or Casablanca. West Africa, I'd say Lagos or Lagos actually, but Lagos has actually got some scenery and it's got some stuff pretty fitting for that region. With Nigeria, Central Africa for me is Nairobi. because Nairobi actually has a combination of tons of GA scenery. And when the economy system comes, like Preface Hub, well, Kenya would actually thrive in that. And then Southern Africa, um, this isn't the most interesting one. There's Cape Town, there's Maseru and Lesotho, Gaborone and Botswana. But of course, one that I think could definitely rise is Livingston, which is what Roby did for his scenery. He worked on Livingston Airport. It looks amazing. Plus, it's not far from Jefferson's Victoria Falls scenery, so that also helps. Tons of national parks around the area, like the Okavango, Jobe, Hawanje National Park in Zimbabwe, Gifu National Park in Zambia. There's tons of great areas for Southern Africa. Like I said, there's a lot of really good options for the region. But yeah, I would like to see one in Africa. That would be an amazing opportunity. To a whole new continent. So we're just about 350 nautical miles out from our stop here at Brasilia. So thank you guys so much for coming along on today's flight. Got a bit a while longer to go. We've got about an hour or something left to go. But I really do appreciate it for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are enjoying this and you want to support the channel, smash that follow button and continue to support the channel. We stream 3 days a week. On Wednesdays we do our virtual airline streams, and then um, um, so and then Fridays and Sundays will be our general aviation. So we'll get ready to prepare for the next sort of stream stuff. So let's try a different. Let's go ahead and try this one. Another trivia game as well. This is the simpler one. 3 minutes. Name the cities of U.S. airports that have direct service to Charles de Gaulle or to Paris Orly airports, which is the secondary airport of Paris. So yeah, you'd be surprised which American cities directly connect to Paris. Let's get going for a bit. Let's start with the most obvious city, JFK, of course. They fly. All the airlines fly to. Then we have Boston, of course, which the shortest flight is to Boston. Then we have Chicago. Chicago, O'Hare. So Chicago's there. Detroit. Air France and Delta fly there. You can forget about Atlanta, because ATL. Outside of Dallas and Boston, we have Philadelphia. Philadelphia, of course, American Airlines flies there. That's one of their main hubs in the Northeast. No, but Pittsburgh flies to London. Cincinnati. Yeah, a lot of you don't know this, but Cincinnati flies nonstop to Paris. That means technically I can drive up to Cincinnati and fly to Paris. Air France. Next city on the list is going to be um Bradley. Not it's going to be Dallas, of course. DFW. Then we have Houston. Dallas and Houston, of course. Then we have Los Angeles. That's the longest one is LA. San Francisco, LA. No, not Vegas. Then we have Denver. Denver doesn't fly there? Weird. Weird. Let's see. Miami. Yep, Miami's one. DC, Washington. Yep, Washington Dulles. Let's see what next city they fly to. The Charlotte. Oh, Newark. New York's definitely another one. Okay, I think Minneapolis is one. Minneapolis. Minneapolis, Phoenix. Seattle. Yeah, Seattle's one. Two more. Crap. Raleigh, Durham. Raleigh? And Salt Lake City. Oh, Salt Lake City. I forgot. Salt Lake City is one of Delta's hubs. Hey, not too bad. 17 on 19. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not bad. Okay, guys, I think it's time we talk about the rest of the slideshow. Let's talk about for the slides for today. We're gonna go up to culture. We'll leave culture for next time. So let's look at science and technology. So Brazil's science and technology plays a crucial role in Brazil's economic strength, and Brazil's got a long history in this too. By the way, and in recent decades has really grown. Mainly carried out by a lot of public universities and research institutions. Brazil's most esteemed technological hubs are located in the Oswald Cruz Institute, the Butantan Institute, and the Air Force's Aerospace Technological Center. It also features Latin America's most advanced space program, the Brazilian Space Agency. The country develops submarines, aircraft, space research, and more. And in fact, it's the only country in the Southern Hemisphere was involved in the International Space Center. It's also a pioneer for search for oil in deep water, as well as being one of the 3 countries in Latin America with its own synchrotron laboratory with superconductor companies and more. As a result, Brazil is increasing in ranking for technology and innovation. And of course, you can't forget Brazil's got a rich history in terms of the arts and of sciences. They include priest Bartolomeu de Guzmão, Landel de Moura, and Francisco João de Azevedo. Bartolomeu de Guzmão actually, he was involved in a pioneer for lighter than air airship design. all the way back in the 18th in the 17th 18th century. He worked on his own airship in Brazil. Um, of course, outside of that, we also have um, and of course, you can't forget about Alberto Santos Dumont. Let's not forget him, probably by many to be the most famous inventor in Brazil and pioneered Brazil's aviation industry. Everyone should probably know what he's done as one of Brazil's national heroes. Where, in fact, he's such a national hero in Brazil that people said that he preceded the Wright brothers in the plane. Um, he was a big part of aviation in Brazil. But in addition to that, there's also Evaristo Conrado Engelberg, who invented the Engelberg Huller, which used to strip the husk of rice in coffee during harvest. Manuel Diaz de Abreu, who invented abreugraphy, which is radiography of the lungs for tuberculosis. Andreas Pavel, who is credited with patenting the personal stereo device. And Nelia Jose Nicolai. And of course, there's also lots of scientists like Cesar Lattes, who and Mario Schenberg, and more. But yeah, Brazil has a rich history. Despite being a younger country, Brazil's got a rich heritage of science and technology. Hey, Kingsman, good to see you, my dude. Hello from Indiana. Good to see you, Kingsman. Happy Easter to you, my dude. We're about to make our way to Brasilia. I was just talking about Brazil's rich history with science and technology on stream. So we're gonna make our way down to Brasilia. Well, I want to look at top of the set for just a quick second. Okay, we got a bit while to go. To the top of the sense. Thank you. Hey, Waylon Utani, good to see you. Happy holidays to you too. The next one is Energy of Brazil. So, in terms of energy, Brazil is the world's ninth largest energy consumer. Much of it comes from the renewable resources, particularly hydroelectricity and ethanol. And a lot of the hydroelectricity comes from the Itaipu Dam, which is the world's largest hydroelectric plant by energy generation, and other plants like Belmonte Dam and Tucuruí Dam as well. Brazil is also the world's second largest country in the world in terms of hydroelectric power and biomass, as well as wind power, and among the tops in solar as well. So Brazil is an energy producer too. And compared to much of the world, Brazilian energy is actually very much renewable. For example, while the world was 14% made of renewable energy, Brazil's itself was 45% renewable energy, which is pretty crazy to think about. And believe it or not, Brazil's also been surprisingly been growing a lot more as an oil producer. You'd be surprised. Brazil's actually the seventh largest oil producer in the world. Mainly to export it. But the fact Brazil is actually an oil producer too shows that Brazil is a lot more diverse than people ever give it any credit for. Rightfully so. Which is pretty crazy. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And then we get to transportation. So Brazil's transportation is very interesting as well. Um, Now Brazil's transportation is pretty unique. There's strong regional differences and a lack of rail network. And with its fast-growing economy, it has put demands on its networks. So in terms of it, um, past Brazilian roads are the primary carriers of people across the country. In fact, in real life, Brazil actually has over 1 million miles of roads, of which 132,000 of them are paved, and only 10,000 are divided highways. Even though it has the largest duplicated road network in Latin America, it's insufficient to the country's needs because of the geometry and constructive characteristics. That means they never had a national highway plan like the United States, Japan, or Europe. Um, Outside of that, though, Brazil also has a lot of waterways as well, mainly through the Amazon River and the Parana River are the two main waterways. It's also home to the second busiest port in Latin America, the Port of Santos. That's right not far from Sao Paulo. It's a very busy port. Other ones include the one in Rio de Janeiro, Paranagua, and more. But the big thing that people know about Brazil is the airports. No joke, Brazil has the second largest number of airports globally behind the United States. The largest and busiest airport in Brazil is Sao Paulo Guarulhos Airport. And there's 37 international airports in the country, like Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia, Belo Horizonte, Porto Alegre, Florianopolis, and more. And we have, in fact, our airlines got one of these. Our virtual airlines got one of these as a hub, and that's Rio de Janeiro Galileo International. In Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that we have a lot of airports in Brazil, and they make up the bulk of Brazil's travel. And of course, freight transport waterways are important, mainly through the city of Manaus, through the Amazon um, River. Well, that's going to be all the slides for the transport. We still got a couple more left to go, and that is to Brasilia, of course. I got slides worked on for Brasilia set up. Once we get there, of course. So yeah, guys, that's most of the notes. We'll talk more about when we get down to Brasilia, of course. Also, yeah, apparently in Europe, the time zone's now going to be changed to 1900 Zulus because of the daylight savings time. I got that finally adjusted. So let's go ahead and prepare for the descent. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the altitude. I know top descent isn't coming, but I want to prepare for it. We're gonna go 5,100 feet, and that way I'm gonna let VNAV take care of the rest. Hey, Floxtrot, good to see you, Flox. If you guys haven't checked out Floxtrot, he's an awesome dude. Flox is an awesome individual. If you guys don't know him, he's been one of my closest friends in the flight sim community, along with Murph and Allison. He's probably one in Splasher. He's definitely among those people. He streams on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Tuesdays are mainly his bush trip stuff. Wednesdays, Vatsim night. along with another guy I'm good friends with, STW. And then Thursday, he's currently been doing some glider stuff, which is pretty cool. But definitely check out Flox's stream. Support him and the channel. Definitely do it. Um, Definitely do it. So, guys, now, let's get back to some trivia, for a bit before we get top percent. And this is for JFK, the international destinations of JFK, and there is a lot of them. There's 50 of them, as of 2008. Oh boy, where do we begin with JFK? And this is based off the top 50 destinations internationally. Oh boy, where do I even begin with this? Okay, guys, I got 10 minutes. Let's see if I can get this one right. Let's begin. Of course, we gotta talk about London. London, of course, and Paris. Then Dublin. Dublin's down here. Um, Stockholm. No, not Stockholm. Madrid. Barcelona. Frankfurt. Of course, you can't forget about Frankfurt. Amsterdam. Copenhagen. Rome. Can't forget about Rome. Oh, gee. Moscow's down there. Because remember, that's back in 2008. So Moscow. Tel Aviv, Israel. Dubai is down there. It's now even more popular nowadays for Dubai. Tokyo. Yes, they go westward to Tokyo. Seoul. Beijing. Bangkok. Singapore. Oh, wait, they never did New York to Singapore. What am I saying? They just did the flight recently. Let's do a different city. Let's do Berlin. Oh, Toronto. What am I? Yes, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. Mexico City, of course, you can't forget about that. Cancun, that's correct. Sao. Yep, Sao Paulo is right. Now, Panama City. What are just hold on. Warsaw's down there. Got that one. Vienna. Yeah, Vienna's last. Nice. Oh, Bermuda. Yeah, there's Bermuda. Delhi. Oh, Istanbul. Yeah, of course, Istanbul. Athens. Venice. Oh, not Venice. Sure. Venice. That's. Oh, Punta Cana. But yeah, Dominican Republic. Yeah, Santo Domingo. Wow, Santo Domingo. And of Rome. That's again. New York is a lot of Dominican population. Oh my gosh, Montego Bay. Montego Bay is. Let's see. Oh, Pagoda. Oh. I don't like Parcos. Barbados. Okay. Good one. That's a good guess. Oh, okay. Nassau. That's northeast. It's not in the Nordic country. Manchester. Okay. That's about Edinburgh. Glasgow. What else? Lisbon? No, not Lisbon. Brussels, probably. Let's pick Brussels. Yeah, Brussels it is. Okay, Brussels. Munich, yes. Another city. Zurich. Yep, there's Zurich. There's one of our other hubs. Zurich. Yeah, our Zurich now needs some international flights. Um, Milan. That's right. Oh, so. Medellin. In Colombia. No. San Jose. This is not an easy one, guys. Casablanca. No. Cairo. Okay, there's Cairo. Um, no, not Jeddah. No, not Reykjavik. Difference. Not Guadalajara. No, not Havana. Edmonton, no. That's St. Petersburg? Shanghai? No, not Shanghai. Hong Kong? Okay, Hong Kong's down there. Okay. Hong Kong's down there. That's down. That's, Og? Oh no, I got it wrong. Okay. Santiago. Okay, Santiago, Dominican Republic. Okay, Santiago de okay. Aruba, Port of Spain, Shannon. I forgot Shannon was one. Cologne, Mumbai, Kingston, Kiev, Port-au-Prince, Buenos Aires, St. Martin, Helsinki, and Guayaquil. Wow. Talk about an interesting selection of airports for that. And look at this, we just made it just in time for top descent. Well, we just made top descent now. We're officially making our descent all the way down to Brasilia today. So we're just 126 nautical miles out from the hub, from our airport today in Brasilia. So I'm glad that we're now making our way here. Next Friday, we'll make it. We'll have a shorter. We'll have two flights. To Belo Horizonte and then Rio de Janeiro for the next Friday. And then afterwards we got Sao Paulo, Curitiba, and then make our way to Iguazu Falls. And yes, I will grab scenery for Iguazu Falls when I get the chance. I'll definitely grab some third-party scenery for that, so you guys get to check out Iguazu Falls at her Majesty glory. Before making our way over to Paraguay. Yeah, we're getting more so the more mountainous part of the country. We're actually heading into the more mountainous, hilliest parts of Brazil. Yeah, you can definitely see some of the highlands areas in this part of Brazil. Because we're getting to the much more hilly area of the country. Hmm. So, since we're now getting down to Brasilia, um, let's go ahead and talk about Let's talk about the city of Brasilia for a bit. Brazil's capital city. This is actually the federal capital of Brazil and the seat of government. Believe it or not, this is actually a relatively very young city. In fact, founded in April 21st, 1960, by President Juscelino Kubitschek to serve as the new national capital. It is Brazil's third most populated city after Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. It is the highest GDP per capita of any Latin American city, of any major Latin American city. It was a planned city developed by Lucio Costa, Oscar Niemeyer, and Joaquim Cardozo in 1956 to move the capital from Rio de Janeiro to a more central location, with the main architect being Roberto Marx, being the landscape architecture. Brasilia is described as a UNESCO World Heritage Site due to its unique modern uh, architecture and its urban planning. This city is most well known for its white-colored modern architecture designed by Oscar Niemeyer. All three branches of government located in the city. It also features 124 foreign embassies, and it has its own international airport, which connects to all other major Brazilian cities and some international destinations, being Brazil's third busiest airport. It has flights across all of Brazil. In addition to this as well, Brasilia was one of the main host cities of the 2014 FIFA World Cup and some football matches of the 2016 Summer Olympics. So if you wonder why they moved the capital here from Rio de Janeiro back in the 50s and 60s, well, the reason was The main reason they wanted to move it was because they wanted a more central location, as until then the population tended to be in the southeast region, and it was a more religiously neutral capital. As well. They had a plan to move it to a new city to deal with. And that's why they picked it. But it's a very modernist city as well. Um, got rich, modern urbanistic stuff as well. Yeah, but so that is about Brasilia. In terms of landmarks, there's a couple of landmarks, and many of them are modernist buildings, including the Parca dos Tres Poderes, or the Square of the Three Powers, suggests it's surrounded by the buildings that host the government, the executive, legislative, judiciary. You also have the official presence of the president, the Palacio de Planalto, the Tribunal Federal, and the Congresional Nacional are some of the ones placed here. And of course, there's also the Cathedral de Metropolitan Nossa Senhora Aparência, which is the famous landmark designed in 1970, designed by Niemeyer, featuring 16 curved concrete columns soar upwards to create a crown that surrounds a glass roof. And it's the city's most famous landmark. So that's definitely very, very cool. And finally, let's talk about Brasilia's airport, shall we? This is Brasilia International Airport, Sierra Bravo Bravo Romeo. It's Brazil's third busiest airport. It's full. The airport has been named since 1999 after Juscelino Kubitschek, who is the 21st Brazilian president. It covers around an area of 2,900 hectares of airport property. It also shares some of it with the Brasilia Air Force Base for the Brazilian Air Force. Opened back in May 3rd, 1957. Features two runways, one right 290 and one left 29 right. They're both around over 10,000 feet long. In 2023, 14 million passengers flow through Brasilia, making it the country's third busiest airport. And of course, features flights to every major city in Brazil and a few other international destinations, including Panama City, Buenos Aires, Lima, and Lisbon are some of the international flights that come out of Brasilia International. So it's definitely a pretty cool airport as well. And that concludes today's slides. this scenery looks pretty nice down here. If you notice, you can see some of the hills and all that. Should be a pretty scenic approach into Brasilia. Yeah, we might be seeing a bit of the capital city and all that too. All the way up. Ah, nice. We have Allen 123 in the F-14 Tomcat. Let's see it all on the Tomcat. Nice. Good to see you, my dude. Thanks for flying along. We're about to make our way over to Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. Beautiful place. Yeah, Brazil's a huge country. When I have to actually do 2 airliner flights just to get to Rio de Janeiro. So yeah. Also, in addition to this in sports, we have the college basketball tournament that just continued on yesterday, and we just and last night we got 2 teams that just punched their ticket to the Final Four. First is University of Connecticut just beat Illinois, and UConn's back in the Final Four for the 2nd straight year. UConn's been an absolute terror. Was been an absolute terror in 2024. Has been an absolute terror. They've been an absolute terror. But surprisingly, the West Regional had a new Final Four team, and that's Alabama, who just beat Clemson. And they advanced to their first ever Final Four in program history. Which is a huge win for Alabama basketball. But the winner of Clemson, Alabama was always going to get to the Final Four for the first time. So it was Alabama who made it to the Final Four. Today is going to be Duke, NC State, an in-state rivalry between Duke be right next to each other. And then we have the Midwest regional matchup between Purdue and Tennessee. Should be a really interesting matchup for sure. So, so here we are, guys. Brasilia. There's the capital city. Hey, good to see you, Alan. Do you have any jets loaded in? The only jet I got is the F-18. I don't have the Tomcat because I don't really fly too many military jets, and the F-18 in the sim is the one I mainly fly. So that's it, guys. Make sure you guys get some land predictions. Exclamation point predict. Type in a negative number, and we'll get prepared for today's landing here at Brasilia International in Brazil. This should be a beautiful flight. Oh, it's 109. Here it is, Brazil. So, here we are, guys. Brasilia. Made our way down to Brazil, guys. Put on the auto brakes. Plenty lights on. Alright, here we are. I've already on the auto brakes. The runway here in Brasilia is more than long enough to put the auto brakes into 2. 1,000. Here is the capital city, guys. Let's do this, guys. There we go. Not bad at all. Negative 128. Going to this. Negative 225 on the lane rate monitor. That's a nice landing. That was actually a pretty nice landing. Guys, we've officially made it to the capital of Brazil. I think I found a good place to park. Well, guys, did it. We're in Brasilia, everyone. Welcome to the capital city of Brazil. Next Friday is going to be the flight from Brasilia over to Rio de Janeiro. Thankfully, this one's going to be a much shorter flight than this one. I mean, seriously, we've nearly cracked almost 3 hours in this one. One of the longest streams we've done on this journeys. Oh. Guys, welcome to the capital of Brazil, at Brasilia. So, guys, this is where we're going to leave off here on Sunday. Thank you guys so much for a great stream. Day 21 it has been complete. A massive thank you for everyone here for joining along with me today as we learn more about Brazil and, well, aviation. So we will be back here on Friday. We'll be doing the flight from Brasilia over to Rio de Janeiro. I'll post you more information about what's going to go on for the rest of not just this week, but also the other all countries tour streams, so you guys be prepared. So we'll prepare for today's raid, and I hope we all have a great Easter and a great end of the weekend. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic rest of the day. Bye, everyone.